Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Let me know if you guys can hear me, by the way. If anyone is in the chat, please let me know if you can hear me. I believe this is working. It's my first time actually having a proper stream setup. I think it's working. Hopefully it is. But we've got a fun little unboxing. Audio works. Thank you, Nicholas. We got a fun unboxing. Fuji sent me a bit of a surprise unboxing. I actually know what they sent me, but there's a few things that I don't know about in the box that they sent me, and it is a surprise. I'm up here in Canada, in Toronto, Canada, so this was from Fuji, Canada, and I am stoked. How's everyone's Thursday going? How is everyone's Thursday? My Thursday has been pretty good. My week has been pretty good. It's been a fun time. I have had a really busy week, a really busy start to the year, to be honest with you, with work, a lot of really fun opportunities that have come my way recently, and honestly, Thursday is my favorite day of the week because Thursday night especially, it gets me hyped for Friday because Friday is obviously the best day of the week. It's before the weekend. It's really chill and relaxing. It's a great time. So Thursday night, great night to stream, to be honest with you. We're actually heading tomorrow night out to a cottage. Britt and I were going out to a cottage with another friend of ours to film a really fun video that I can't talk about just yet, but it'll be really, really fun on both my YouTube and my IG. So look out for that. Nicholas, I just found your channel yesterday. So fun. So this is a fun surprise. Awesome. Great to have you here, Nicholas. I'm so happy you found this channel, and thanks for being a subscriber. Let me get the unboxing without further ado. Give me 1 second. It's over here. It's a big box. Oh, there we go. Hopefully, can y'all see this? Hold on a second here. Let me back this guy up real quick. Hopefully you don't see my address. Actually, let's get a marker real quick before we drop a pin. Give me a second here. Let's not drop a pin on where I live. Perfect. I'll get that after. Make sure this is working out nicely. Okay, perfect. This is great. Give me 1 second here to get a knife. Now, Fuji, or at least Fuji Canada in the past, has sent me some cameras. This is a really fun camera that I am stoked to finally get to try out. The funny thing is, I actually have this camera on order from Moment Cameras, the website shopmoment.com. And I have it on order, but I have no idea when I'm actually going to get it. It might come in a month. It might come in 6 months. I have no idea. If you guys can guess what camera this is in the box, what special surprise this is, I will be really, really impressed. Okay, here we go. A lot of wrapping. A lot. Okay, they sent me pretty much every single thing I asked for. I'm stoked. First and foremost, the most important thing right here. Can you guys see that? Maybe if I cover my face. The Fuji XM5. Look at that. This thing I am so stoked for. I think this is my current favorite camera in the Fuji lineup. I am so stoked for it beyond belief. I have it on order in the silver colorway with just the kit lens, but Fuji did not just send me the kit lens. They sent me a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, first up, we have the Fuji tripod grip, the TG-VT1. I'm assuming that's some sort of like wireless tripod controller for vlogging, things like that. That is really cool. Nicholas again, 1 sec. I noticed you crop to 4:5 in many of your photos. Your Sony doesn't have that aspect ratio as an option, correct? How do you pre-visualize your frame without seeing the crop first? That's a great question. I almost always crop my photos 4:5, not strictly because of IG, but because I actually love that ratio for both horizontal and vertical photos the most. Out of like all the ratios, I love it the most by far. Over 4:3 or 2:3 or 3:2. I love 4:5. And the way I've been able to actually visualize what that will look like for my photos is just by shooting a ton. It's not a perfect science, but now I've shot it so many times, visualizing what 4x5 might look like. It comes naturally now when I look on the small screen on my camera. I can kind of visualize what 4x5 might look like, and that's pretty much it. It's not a perfect science. I wish Sony had the option to have a perfect 4x5 aspect ratio on the actual camera preview, but it doesn't. That's totally fine. I've just gotten so used to visualizing it by now. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going. What else do we got here? We have, okay, this is probably the most important lens for this camera. It is a classic Fuji lens. If you guys know anything about the Fuji lens lineup, it is the XF16-55 f2.8. This is like the go-to classic lens. If you come from the Sony space, you would know that this is probably equivalent to the 16-35 f2.8, but the 16-55 f2.8 from Fuji, that is sick. That's probably going to be my most used lens, but we have a few other ones. All right, we have the Fuji XF33mm f1.4. I asked for this one because 33mm, that is a very interesting focal length, especially on a crop sensor like the XM5 has. I don't know what the actual equivalent is on here, to be honest with you. I don't really know, but or on the crop sensor, but 33mm f1.4, that should be a really, really, really sharp prime lens. What else do we have? We've got the, oh, nice, XF 18mm f1.4. That is a really, really fun lens. Super wide prime. I'm going to use this definitely this weekend for a project I have at the cottage we're going to. This is going to be really cool. Nice. I don't really actually shoot with a lot of wide prime lenses, but 18mm is going to be fun. And then last but not least, the XF 56mm f1.2. This is probably the most fastball, down the middle prime lens that Fuji makes, or that any filmmaker makes. 56mm, whether on a full frame or a crop sensor, is a fantastic focal length, but let's look at each of these individually. Let's open up the camera first. Hold on a second here. Nick, I was impressed by your XS20, oh, sorry, lost that for a second. I was impressed by your XS20 frames with the kit lens. I'd love to see what you do with the XM5 with the newer 16-50 variable aperture zoom if they send that one your way. I got the 16-55, like I just mentioned, but I'm stoked either way to see what this camera can do. Thank you so much for the love on that XS20 video. That kit lens and that camera combo blew me away. Like, I've obviously shot with a ton of Fuji cameras in the past, the X100V, the X106, the XT5, XT4, XH2S, a whole bunch of cameras from Fuji. But that one, I'm always mentally comparing price to what the output is, and that camera blew me away. It was absolutely fantastic. Okay, first up, let's unbox this camera. Now, this is the, sample edition. I don't know if this is the actual box that it comes in, but this is the sample edition for this camera. Just some basic paperwork on top. Strap. What else here? Battery pack. And then just the camera. Wow, that is so small. Look how small that is. That's actually crazy how small that is. This is my hand. I can get my middle finger and kind of my ring finger on the body, but my pinky is definitely off the body. Okay, interesting. Wow, that is so cool. This thing is really small. And yet the screen is a really good size. I don't know if y'all can see that, but the screen is a fantastic size on this thing. I love that. The buttons seem very, very tactile on top here. The film simulation dial is... All the buttons are very tactile. It's not like a lot of the lower-end cameras that feel the buttons don't feel as tactile. I think this is really, 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 like, responsive. I haven't even turned it on yet. Okay, let's pop a battery in here. One second here. Hopefully it's charged. Okay, let's see. It is charged. Okay, putting this down for 1 sec. Let's have a look at the other stuff. Let's open the lenses next. I think I'll open up the regular 16 to 55 f2.8 lens first. 1 second here. Okay. So many boxes. Holy crap. 16 to 55 f2.8. Let's try this out. Again, just paperwork and a protective. Does anybody actually ever use these? Oh wait, is this a bag or is this a cloth? This is a pouch. This is randomly a pouch for, like, for the lens. I don't know why you would need a pouch, but maybe I guess if you just, like, keep it on, like, a book. I don't even know why you need a pouch for your lens. Like, one of those carrying bags with the flat bottoms, those are actually kind of useful. This, I don't really know what this pouch is for, but whatever. That's fine. Let's see what else. What else here? Oh, sorry, 1 second. Just gonna go back here. What else do we have? Okay, let's see. This is the 16 to 55 f2.8. That is a very compact lens. Holy crap. Compared to the Sony 16 to 35, that is so compact. That is crazy. Like, it's the same height as the camera. Like, almost identical height to the camera. That is crazy. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to put this lens on the camera for now just to turn this guy on, but I don't think that I'll put any of the other lenses on just yet. Okay, that is so cool. This is the Fuji XM5 with the 16 to 55 f2.8 lens on it. That's what that looks like. Right there. I'm going to actually go back to this guy. That's what that looks like. Boom. Okay, cool. Nice. What else do we got here? Oh, that was that. Okay. This is the lens hood and cap for this. What else? 18 millimeter f1.4. Let's open this guy up. Man, these lenses are so compact. That is crazy. I'm trying to figure out how to get can I add like a chat? Where is the chat? 1 second here. Let me figure this out. Give me 1 second, people. Lock preview. Add browser. Oh. Enable preview. Interesting. Okay. Let me actually try this. Let me go down here. Bring this over to the right. Okay, let's try that. Nicholas, you are absolutely dominating this chat right now, but I appreciate it because nobody else is, so let's talk about it. You love the Cartier tank. Thank you so much. This is a Cartier Tank Solo size large. It's honestly, in my opinion, like, a great entry-level luxury watch. It's obviously not cheap, but it is a quartz movement. It's stainless steel from Cartier, and if you know anything about watches, doesn't matter what the brand is, stainless steel and quartz is obviously going to be more entry-level, and this is what that is for the Cartier brand, at least. It's the large size, so on me, I think it looks like a decent-sized watch. I get lots and lots of compliments on this guy, but I'm over the moon. I actually, I love watches. I'm a big watch guy, but this is my daily wear. I wear this all the time. It's crazy. Tony, I just got the new 1655, and I knew it was going to be compact, but I was pretty astounded by just how small and light it is for a 2.8 with that range. Okay, wait, is this one that I got, this 16, is that the new one? Is that the new version? I just, they were like, which lenses do you want? And I was like, okay, this, and then all the primes, but is that the new version? I have no idea. I think it might be, but man, it is small. My friend has the 16 to 55, but I didn't know it was this small. Like, I've even touched his. Maybe he has the first generation, and this is the second. I have no clue. But, hey, whatever. Okay, cool. I have a brand new. Hey, there you go. Somebody's selling their lens on the chat. Perfect. This 18mm is really small. Look at that. That's crazy. Look how small that is. Compared to the 16 to 55, that's that one. It's even smaller than the 16 to 55. That's pretty crazy. Dang. Let's see the glass on here. Oh, the actual element is not that big, which is good. Let's hit the light on that. There we go. It's got a pretty small aperture ring, but honestly, I don't really use aperture rings all that much. I prefer changing my aperture on the actual camera, but hey, we have one there. So that is the 18mm f1.4. Let me pack that over here. Put this all away. What else? Satyam, what's up, brother? Love the new look. Thank you so much. Great to have you on the live stream. Next up, we're going to do the 33mm f1.4. I don't get a huge chance to shoot with primes nowadays. I usually just shoot with like my Tamron 28 to 75, ones like that. But when I shoot primes, I am always absolutely blown away with how good the quality is. It's actually crazy. This one is tightly packed. This one might have never been... This one's brand new. This has never been opened before, for sure. Okay, so... Wow, these lenses feel so good. That is the that is the 33mm f1.4 prime lens from Fuji. Again, so small. Like, I cannot believe how small that is. That is crazy. Let's look at the element on here. Element is also so small. Look at that. Again, these are all going with the Fuji XM5 that Fuji sent me that I unboxed. Where is it? Let me show you. 1 second, I lost the camera already. Oh, here it is. This guy. That is the Fuji XM5. And on there right now is the 16 to 55, maybe version 2? I don't know. I'm not a big tech spec guy, as you can tell. But there you go. 18mm, 33mm, and soon to be, give me a second here, we have one more lens, one more, the 55mm f1.2. That is killer. So what lens will be my go-to? Hard to tell. Probably the zoom lens, probably the 8, the 16 to 55, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. I might end up loving probably the 33 the most. I love that focal length a lot on prime lenses, or on crop sensor cameras. I love that prime focal length of 33 millimeters. It's a great in between. Where are we at? This one's in here. Also, can someone tell me, I'm wearing my DJI Lav mic underneath my sweater here. Can you all tell me how this is for the live streams? I have it hooked up to my A7 IV up here, and I just want to know, like, if the sound's okay, if I should just put, like, a shotgun on the camera, whatever. Let's see. Last but not least, Fuji XF 56mm f1.2. Curious if I'll like the 56 without an EVF. Yeah, we'll find out. We will find out. Thank you guys for confirming that the audio is all good. Except for Kikul says shotgun. Okay, I might go shotgun next time. It's just easier to put it on the camera, but whatever. I have this one already plugged into my camera. I filmed earlier today, so yeah, I filmed a video, I actually filmed yesterday a video that I posted today, which is how to shoot with models, like an actual walkthrough, how to shoot with models 101. I get asked all the time from my personal friends that want to shoot more about how I even go about like interacting with models, being confident around them, having, you know, a non-awkward situation with them, and that was what my video was all about. I did that with my friend Corinne, who's a model here in Toronto. Well, new friend. I met her yesterday at the shoot, and we shot a video together, and it was a lot of fun. So make sure you watch that. It's on my channel now. Tony Bear, how is shooting with that XM5? Curious about handling with some of these bigger primes. I've got no clue. That is a great point. If you guys have watched my channel, you know that I love a larger, thicker, bigger camera body. I tell all my friends this, and they always laugh at me. If I had one camera for the rest of my life, it would probably be a Canon 1DX Mark II, like a big, chunky, thick camera. I just love them. They're so much fun. By the way, I'm drinking coffee. It's like 10 p.m. Might be crazy, but I love larger camera bodies a lot of the time because of that exact reason, Tony, like you just asked, is because I like to feel a good balance between lens and camera. On this guy, the camera body is so small that obviously a lot of these primes, one second here, a lot of these primes will be heavier than the actual camera itself, which is interesting. It'll be fun to shoot with. I got my XM5 on order with the kit lens, which is obviously a very, very small lens. And what was I going to say? Oh, I got my XM5 with the kit lens, which is very small. It's the same kit lens, I believe, that I shot on with the XS20, and that I loved the ratio between camera body to lens. It was a great balance. These larger, heavier metal primes, I have no idea, but we'll find out. Okay, 56, we got distracted. 56 millimeter. All right, this is the chunkiest lens we have so far. Tony, you were totally right. That is that lens. I love the form factor of a prime like this. That is fantastic. Full metal, obviously. Really heavy duty, really thick. Let's look at the element on this. Oh yeah, massive front element. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Nick, I do love big camera bodies, and I cannot lie. I just like, I don't know why. I just love them so much. To me, I like there was a massive trend obviously in the camera industry for so many years as vlogging and content creation blew up to have smaller camera bodies, more ergonomic, easier to travel with, and I agree on all of that. That's why I bought the XM5 and have it on order. But when it comes to my actual commercial work, I don't care about ergonomics or weight or any of these things. I just want the camera to feel good and effective and strong in my hands. That's why I love the larger bodies like the Canon 5D series, the Canon 1DX Mark II, and my film camera of choice, my only film camera, which is the Canon EOS 1N. That is my favorite film camera ever. It's the only one that I have at the moment, and I use it all the time. I am just going to step away for 2 seconds and blow my nose because I am so congested right now. Give me 1 second here. Be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, cool. What's the rate for a 1-hour photo shoot with Grace? I have no idea, to be honest with you. Grace is a good friend of mine, so we've just collaborated on shoots in the past. I've shot with her a bunch of times, and she's a fantastic model. Very, very smart, intelligent individual. She's a great person, and I have no idea how much she charges for a photo shoot because every photo shoot I've done with her has been a collaboration. But nonetheless, Tony, I'm with you. I have an XT5, but still find myself grabbing my XH1 with the battery grip because it's just so nice to handle. That's what I'm saying. I love big bodies, and I cannot lie. I love the larger form factor, but I will say what really drove me to getting the XM5 was I was in New York over Christmas time, and I had my Sony a7 IV, and I always travel with that. I never really have an issue, but when I was doing proper like long, like 12-hour days with the camera around my neck doing street photography, that camera, the a7 IV, the one that's streaming for you guys right now, it was just too heavy. It was like, it was in the way, I couldn't carry other things properly, and I don't know. I found it too heavy. So then I said, okay, whatever. XM5, pancake lens, super light, can't even tell it's on me. That's why I went with this. But let's put on the largest prime that we got, the 56mm 1.2. Little camera, big lens can be fun. You end up just holding the lens and the body is along for the ride. Yeah, it's true. It is true. And that's pretty much how I almost always carry my stuff anyways, is by the lens. That actually feels really good. That looks good too. Look at that. 1 sec. Getting to focus. That looks awesome. I mean, yes, the lens is heavy for sure, but like, that feels incredible. I love that. My go-to preset, I know a lot of you guys asked on the XS20 video, my go-to preset on Fuji cameras is the Kodachrome 64 preset, or recipe I should say, that Fuji X Weekly makes. And the only thing I change is I believe on the Fuji X Weekly recipe, it calls for daylight white balance with a bit of a shift. I keep that shift, but I don't have it on daylight. I have it on auto almost all the time. And that was what I used for all the photos with Grace in that video with the XS20. And those were all straight out of camera, and I loved how they all turned out. It was fantastic. This, I'm really, really stoked for. Like, I mean, hopefully you can comprehend how small this whole camera system is in my hands. Like, that is crazy. And it's so powerful. Let me open up the tripod grip. And then I'll leave you guys for the evening because I have to go finish up some work. Where are you guys all from, by the way? Are you guys from, like, where I'm from? Canada? Are you guys from the US? Are you guys from overseas? I want to hear about where you guys are from at the moment, because I actually ran into a fan in Toronto of my YouTube channel, which is crazy because, as you guys know, YouTube is obviously a newer thing for me and it's still growing. And to run into one of my like 6,000 followers is, in my opinion, pretty crazy. Like, out of the 8 billion people on the planet, one of the 6,000 that follow me, crazy. Chicago, what's up? I've only been to Chicago twice. First time I was in Chicago was for it was actually for a museum exhibit with Virgil Abloh at the MCA, and it was for a museum exhibit that Virgil was putting on, but at the same time he was dropping a shoe, which was the Nike Air Force One X Off-White MCA edition. It was blue. Really, really cool shoe. I love Chicago. I really do think, and it's so close to where I am in Toronto. I should go there more often, but I won't lie, like, more often than not, I just find myself going to New York because of work or friends are there, whatever. But Chicago, I really should make the trek out more often. Vermont, I have not been to Vermont, and I really, really want to. I want to visit, like, way more of the northeast of the U.S. I think, is a very underrated part of the U.S. and of North America in general. I've been to the east coast of Canada, obviously, but it's not the same. I want to go to Vermont, Maryland, Rhode Island, all those areas. That's really, really cool. Victory, SoCal. SoCal is Britt and I's one of the top 3 places for us to visit in the entire world. We love it so much. We've done road trips across SoCal. We've been everywhere from, obviously, north of San Fran all the way to the San Diego border. Whatever that town is called in Mexico. The one where they go and party on weekends. What's it called? Whatever it's called. Anyways, that one where they go and party on weekends. We've been all over California. Tijuana, thank you. Yes, Tijuana. We've been all over. And our favorite city in SoCal has to be Encinitas. We lived in Encinitas for a month this past spring, and we had the absolute best time. It was so amazing. If you guys go back to my video with the original videos that I was unboxing the Canon 1N, the EOS 1N, we were in Encinitas, California during that time, and it was the best time ever. I love that area. I love SoCal. It is just, obviously, such a beautiful, special place, and we try and go back there as much as possible. And now, we have really good friends that actually were our friends in Toronto that moved down to the SoCal, Encinitas, Carlsbad, Oceanside area, and we really want to go visit them because it's winter here, and winter is tough. Winter's tough. South Carolina, I've driven through South Carolina a bunch of times, but haven't actually, no, I take that back. I've spent 2 proper trips in South Carolina. What is that? Did you see that? One trip I did to Hilton Head Island, and that was when I was probably 8 or 10 or 12 years old with my dad, and that was a fantastic time. I loved it. And then another trip was only a couple of years ago, and that was with a couple of years. That was like 7 years ago with my girlfriend Britt and her whole family, and that was a really good time. We were just in, what's the, no, not Hilton Head Island. What's like the popular South Carolina beach? I can't think of it. Or like city, not beach. Not Charleston. South Carolina. Oh my god, I can't remember. Anyways, doesn't matter. Whatever that, no, it's gonna bother me. One sec, need to look this up. Whoa, everything's falling. South Carolina popular Series. 1 second here. Charleston, Columbia, Hilton Head, Myrtle Beach. It was Myrtle Beach. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Nicholas. I found it before you said that, but thank you for typing it out. And that was my 2 trips to South Carolina, but usually I just visit there when I'm driving through, which is probably the most classic answer. When you're driving through to go down to Florida, we pass through South Carolina. But I love it. It's a fantastic time both times I've been there. Okay, the tripod grip. Let's get this show on the road. There you go. Pretty basic. But also, what do you want? It looks almost identical to the one that Sony makes. These are all pretty standard issue. It's got a red record button over here. It's got some other fun, let me tell you, a lock button, a Bluetooth button, and a still button. So obviously a shutter button for photos. It tilts in every angle like that. And it's got tripod legs. Perfect. And that's it. Those are the unboxing. Let me run through one more time. Okay, so we got the Fuji XM5. Boom. The lens I have on there. The 56mm f1.2. That is probably the absolute flagship lens that I have for this camera. We have the 33mm, I forget the focal length already, or the f-stop, f1.4, that guy there, if I can rotate this properly. We have the 18mm f1. Nope, sorry, 1.7. Yep, f1.4. And we have the other lens right here. The 16 to 55mm f2.8. This is, does anyone know in the chat if this is the version 2? 1 sec. Let me find the box. That was the box, if you guys... How do you read these, like, product names? Like, does the 2... No, sorry. Does the 2 on this side... Does that mean version 2? Anyways, that's that lens, and it's so small. Like, it's almost half the size of my Tamron 28-75 for Sony, but that is pretty crazy. Chris says that it is, in fact, the V2. Sick. Stoked. Stoked that it is the V2. And you're also very interested in that XM5. I thought so. I honestly thought that a lot of my viewers would be really into checking out what this camera can do, because it is such a logical camera as a second body. I'm sure everyone already knows that. It's not going to be your main primary driver unless all you do, obviously, is simple content creation, or you just want a very casual camera and you don't want like an actual total workhorse. Then this is like kind of the perfect camera. It's small, it's really the cost is what really got me. The XM5 with the kit lens was like $8.99 or something like that. It was like very USD. Up here in Canadian it was like $1,300, but very cost effective in 2025 for a complete camera system. That is pretty sick. And the video, yes, the video functionality on the XM5, I heard it's really good. What do I know? But I heard it is really good. Chris, you have the XH2 and the XT5, and you're looking to add the XM5 for video. I would agree. It's like a very cost-effective, smart choice. I don't know how the battery life is, but again, if you just probably buy a bunch of third-party batteries and you're wise with it, it seems pretty still like a really smart choice. I can't get over these buttons. These buttons are fantastic. There's also 4 custom film. You can't see that. It's too small. 1 second. Can you see that? Maybe. Oh yeah, there we go. There's 4 custom slots on the dial here That is sick because I use these actually all the time for different recipes. And this dial, that one, is all the different film simulations. I won't really use that, to be honest with you, because I'm going to have all my recipes baked in, but yeah, we'll see. OpenGate, you can shake up your aspect ratio videos in 3.2. Oh, true. I'll definitely have to film a YouTube video in that OpenGate 3.2 format or ratio. That's really, really cool. Anyways, that's it. Guys, it is 9:40 p.m. I have to get some work done, unfortunately, before I hit to bed. But just wanted to hop on here and show you guys all the fun stuff that Fuji Canada sent over to me, all on loan. I don't get to keep this stuff. It's all just on loan. But it gives me a great chance to give you guys some really unfiltered thoughts on everything that I have in front of me. All of these lenses, obviously the XM5, make videos about them for all of you. If you guys want to see anything specific with any of these lenses, please let me know down in the chat here or in the comments of any of my videos, or DM me on Instagram. I see all my DMs, so I'll definitely reply. And that pretty much is it for tonight. Hope you guys have a great night, have a great Friday, and have a great weekend ahead. I'll catch you guys later.